I picked up this little set on eBay the other day. It was not listed under any particular brand manufacturer. It just said cast iron toy train. So it was very poorly categorized and looked very rough. But I thought I would pick it up just as a repaint project. When it got here and I started looking at it, I realized I had something fairly special. The coaches themselves are somewhat common. I won't have trouble finding better ones than this, and this is actually the good side. There's a fair amount of rust on the other side. But what I'm going to show you that make this thing a little different is the engine and tender, and that's the main thing to look at here. Now the engine, I don't know if this engine and the motor are original to the casting. They kind of look like they came together, but it's hard to say. And the reason I say that is this is a casting is a 109, and you can tell a 109 mainly because it has 2 sand domes where most of their other engines have 3. But I see nothing in the Greenberg book on the 109 engine having the brake lever come out the cab like this. Maybe it's in the book and I just can't find it because the book is very hard to understand. Now, the really interesting part that really sets it apart from other pieces is this tender. This is a model 1180 tender, and this is the rough side here. But it's all there, and it's pretty nice, and I was going to just repaint it until I flipped it over. It'll be hard to see all of the stuff in there, but you can hear and see the little flapper, and there's a bell up inside there. The ringing tender is it's listed as an 1180 tender. The book says that it is rare and there's no recent sales history on it. So the book is pretty old, so I don't know how accurate that is. But it does make it unique enough that I would be very unwise to do anything other than clean to alter it. Now what it does is this little flapper on the bottom hangs down, and excuse me, I need another hand. This little part right here would hit on the ties as the train goes around the track. Now what I found with this is that little flapper has a tendency to occasionally get caught here on the rail, and it's so lightweight that it lifts the whole tender up and causes it to derail. After this, Hafner went to putting the bell inside the engine, where the engine has a little more weight and it's a little more forgiving when it rubs it, when it hits the tie and that. Now, of course, this is made to run on 2-rail track, not 3-rail track. Anyway, I'll take it for a spin and you'll be able to hear the bell. Now, when it got here, a prior owner had used something in the engine to oil it. I'm guessing WD-40, but it left a really gooey, sticky residue, and this thing would just barely make one lap around this small loop all by itself without any cars, and it wouldn't start up on its own. You had to give it a shove. I've cleaned it a couple times and it seems like I've got most of it, and as you can see, it's off and running. The more I run it now, the more laps it seems to make as we work the gooey stuff and out of the spring and out of the mechanism and work in some fresh oil. So, quite an improvement from when I got it. It's been cleaned up about as good as I can clean it. I won't do anything with the engine and tender, as they are unique. The cars are not terribly uncommon, so I will be looking for a nicer set of cars to go with it.